Howdy, folks. Welcome to part 4, the actual part 4, of my playthrough series of Conan Exiles, of Dune Awakening. And if you've been watching the first 3, or if you watched any of the first 3 parts in this series, you'll notice that things are a little different here. This character looks different. The base I'm in looks different. And basically, there's a really simple reason for that. Dune Awakening is too much fun. So the first 3 parts of this series I recorded on the first 2 days of the head start of the game, and that was June 5th and 6th. That allowed me, since I post these once a week, to go for essentially 3 weeks worth of content. And in those 3 weeks, for various reasons of life stuff and so on, not being here for an entire week while I was doing some work elsewhere, I wound up playing that character, my first character, until level 42, which would be such a ridiculous jump from where I stopped at right around level 7 and having just completed the first trial of Akal, that there was no point in continuing with that character in this series. So I had to recreate the character basically from the ground up. I kept the same Swordmaster skill set because that's, I think, pretty important in the the long run of the play of showing how to play the character. I didn't want to suddenly change from like a Swordmaster to a Bene Gesserit or a Mentat or a Trooper, but you don't start with a Trooper. There's no point because you'll eventually get to a Trooper, right out of the gate. So, new character, new server. A couple of things I discovered in doing this: you can create multiple characters. You just have to start them all on different worlds, different servers. And different sietches within those worlds. So, this character is on a completely different sietch, so some of the buildings around are going to look different, and so on. I also did... I don't know, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I guess I did. Yeah, there's Griffin's Reach. So... in the first playthrough, when it says to build a base, you're still way down here in the southern part of Haga Basin South. And it's kind of silly to have a base there. It makes way more sense to come up around here to where Griffin's Reach Trade Post is, and where all of the things you'll eventually need to get, like right out here, in your first missions from Griffin's Reach Trade Post. That, there's no reason to build up there or down there. Run all the way up to Griffin's Reach area and build something here. So this, I built a much bigger starter base. And I've got my generator. I've got 2 blood purifiers, which I need to add some blood to. Well, this one's actually pretty full. And I've got my fabricator. Basically everything where I left off at the last character. So one of the other reasons why I decided to do this is that I realized that I had been playing the character all wrong. I hadn't been using skills properly. It was just, it was my first time playing through. Having played through not only a Swordmaster and then Swordmaster Trooper all the way up to level 42, I've also played Mentat and then Mentat Trooper and a Bene Gesserit and Bene Gesserit Trooper, and those are both really fun. They're interesting. They're completely different play styles, obviously, than the Swordmaster, but I wanted to experience them. But for this, since I started with the Swordmaster, I'm going to stick with the Swordmaster, even though it's not the easiest, or I think the most fun combo. I think the Bene Gesserit Trooper is the most fun, and the Mentat Trooper is kind of playing on easy mode. It's fun, but it's boy, does it make doing things a lot easier. Anyway. So you can see the base looks a little different. It is definitely in a different location. You know, I built it right out here just to the edge of Griffin's Reach, which is right up there. So I can run right... I think I can go up here. No, I guess, yeah, right over there. You can see the sort of markers that indicate where the road that goes up to Griffin's Reach is. Now, I haven't done any of the things yet that I will be doing very quickly, like building a bike and so on. But right now, I need to research the small ore refinery, make one, and then refine copper ore, which I definitely am going to need for a lot of things going forward. So I go Y on the keyboard. You know, here's all the things that it's saying that I should research, but they were also over here in the pardon me, in the well, what's the utilities? I thought it was utilities. Yeah, it is right here. So double click on it, confirm for research, or I could have is there anything else that I can research so I can show you how that works? No, I've learned everything that I have available. If you click on something, it'll have a research button. You can click the button here. I just double click on them. So now I need to construct, which means I need my construction tool, which do I still have on? I do. I think it's at 7. Yes. All right. So I hit R to go up into other things that I can do. And right there is the small ore refinery, which is here under, you know, placeables versus furniture versus construction material. So double click on that. And where do I want to put it? I got plenty of space along the walls. I'm going to keep that wall free for generators because I'm going to be putting lots of generators. You know what? I think I'll put it right over here. I have often run it right along the, like turned it so it runs lengthwise along the wall, but it doesn't stick out much more than the actual fabricator. So I think I'm actually going to just try to stick it right next to the fabricator. There we go. And let's get out of that. All right, so now I need to refine some copper ore. Apparently I've already mined a bunch of copper ore. I don't have any storage bins. Do I have a lot of copper ore on me? I need to refine 12. I can only make 6, but I might as well do that. But to do that, I need to get it off of me. Oh, I've got iron too. Where did I pick up iron from? All right, I can tell one of the first things I need to do is make a storage container. But let's go back to the refinery and let's go ahead and make... I don't know how to make a copper ingot yet, or an iron ingot yet. So let's go ahead and make the iron ingots. I still need to make 12. So I need 6 more, so I need to go get some copper. There is copper. Oh, I learned some new schematics. Okay. Maybe I already had some copper ingots lying around somewhere? I'm kind of confused about why that cleared, even though it said I needed to make 12 and I was only able to make 6. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. And I don't really need granite right now. Although we'll always grab fuel cells. I think I'm on the wrong side, right? No, there's Griffin's Reach. Yeah, I guess I am on the wrong side. I need to go over that way to get to the roadways that go up to Griffin's Reach, and there are plenty of copper deposits along that roadway. Uh-oh. That Sardaukar ship is heading my direction. I'm definitely not happy about that. There we go. There's some copper. Yeah, I gotta say, it's nice of them to make that big hum sound, when they're getting close to you. Am I really going the wrong way here? Oh, he is coming real close. Oh, there's some copper right there. I'll get that after I avoid... Sardaukar mercenary ship. Alright, where'd he go? Don't see him anywhere. Alright, well, I guess I don't have to worry about him. Oh, there he is. He's going away. All right, good. That's all good. All right, now where was that copper I saw? Big old sandworm. There we go. Oh, there's the other one. Alright, while I'm at it. Alright. That's a good start. Ooh. More junk. Head back to base, get some more of this copper made, and then continue on this journey up there. Oh, copper ore. Let's get it. Let's use it. And since they're right here and they respawn like crazy often, definitely grab some more. Alright, oh, right here. Storage. Have, a lot more copper ore. Oh, nope. That was silly. I should have just gone here. And there we go. Okay. Now, research the surveying kit. Bring up Y. You can see this is under this category, which is exploration, and the surveying kit, which will teach me a surveying probe launcher and survey probes. All right, Learned. Now I need to fabricate the launcher and a probe. Hopefully I've already made enough. I got plenty of salvaged metal and plant fiber. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Plant fiber. Oh, that's just copper ingots for the probe and copper ingots and EMF generators for the survey probe launcher. That's the launcher.
Did you get a probe made? Good. Static discharge from the sandstorms makes map data extremely unreliable on Arrakis. But if you can get it high enough, a handheld probe can gather enough local data to give you a snapshot of the region. Climb somewhere high and fire off the probe. Just don't let the Sardaukar spot you.
All right, so I've got the probe and the probe launcher. Let's see. We'll put the probe launcher right there on 5. All right. So now the question is, this little guy. No, none of these are high enough. I'm going to need to go to something much higher. And so the question is, can I find something right around Griffin's Reach? I think there is. That one might be high enough, but it doesn't. I don't think it is. Let's try that one up at the top of this particular roadway. And I do have to say, this is a lot easier if you are, in fact, a trooper. I'm getting some rubber banding here. If you are a trooper and you have the Shigawire Claw, climbing is so much easier when you've got the Shigawire Claw, and then when you get like a real suspensor belt like the Emperor's Wings. Let me one of my skills gives me extra stamina if I'm sated, so let me drink all of the water that's in my still suit. That'll give me extra stamina for doing the climbing I need to do. Alright, so to get up to that thing, probably go up this way. I said, probably go up this way. There we go. Now, I might get to the top of this thing and it might tell me that I'm not high enough. In which case, I got no other option except to find a completely different spot. If I let go, will I fall? No. Alright. Alright. Well, let's give it a try. Where did I put that? 5? I was high enough. Alright. You see, it takes 20 seconds of the probe just scanning the entire area you're in. And it will eventually show me everything that's in Haga Basin South. It will completely clear out all of that fog of war or fog of desert or whatever they call it.
Very good. I'm going to the Griffin's Reach trade post. Come and find me there. Just remember to be careful crossing the sands. Move from rocky ground to rocky ground. Learn how far you can move on sand before the worm comes. And remember, look both ways before you cross the desert.
Yeah. Good call. Ooh, there's another Sardaukar ship right there. So one of the advantages of doing this is there's the Griffin's Reach trade post, so it's not like this is going to be a real challenge to get there other than the challenge of getting down. And as you can see, the contract, the first thing it needs to do is deliver some copper ore to the contract board. So there's copper right there, and we're going to grab that. But I'll bring up the map and I'll show you. You see, all of that just cleared up, and it now shows me this is the entire Haga Basin south. It was only showing me this area right here because that's where my character was. A sandworm somewhere. All right, now comes the fun part. Can I jump down here? Ah, that's not the way I wanted to go. There we go. All right. Try to jump down here with, you know, minor. Let's put the probe away. Minor damage. All right. I'm pretty sure this was copper over here, right? Right. All right. So let's get the copper that I'm going to need at that third stage of the touch of civilization journey that it wants me to go on when I get to Griffin's Reach. That was 40 out of 40. Oh, that's exactly what I need. You know what? I always need more copper, so. Or, there we go. All right, so while I was away, I was playing the game on my laptop, which, by the way, performs better, oddly enough, than my desktop. But one of the things that I was discovering is that while playing on the laptop, my equipped item will just randomly shift, which is not very fun when you're in combat and suddenly you go from, say, a rifle. Oh, look at that right there. I wonder if I can. All right. Well, I didn't grab the cliff, did I? It's now probably too far away. Let's give it a try. Yeah, it's too far away now. All right. And I don't know whether that's because I'm using a wireless mouse and I'm getting some sort of weird interrupts that the game thinks is me trying to actually change weapons or change, you know, things that are equipped in my hotbar or what. But it's... I died a couple of times simply because of that issue.
Alas, Offworlder, it seems my fame precedes me even here, at the arse end of the Haga Basin. Your Emperor's lackey, Count Fenring, has put an obscene bounty on my head. And while I'm flattered to be his great boogeyman, the added attention is making life complicated. Take a look around. There's a contract on the board that might interest you. But be careful. Civilized men are not to be trusted.
All right, so a couple of things about the trade post. One of the things that you noticed popped up there, you might have noticed, was the Conley. That in the Dune books is basically the state of conflict, and Conley means that you are not allowed. Well, there are different stages with Conley. In this case, you are not allowed to have any kind of fights in here. And you notice that down at the bottom of my screen, both of my special skills have just been blocked out. All right, so this is the contract board. We can get a bounty to go after Zatara, or Zantara, but this is the one we're supposed to take. So I'm not going to read through all of this. Basically, it's the start of a chain in which you get various scrap metal things for this Serum Urchok. It does reward you with some decent money, decent Solari. So I'll accept it. And then it goes right to deliver the items because it knows I have them. And if I just drag it over here, it'll only deliver the 40 that's required. It'll automatically just take that out of however many I had there. Hit deliver. Now I need to contact the issuer to get the reward. Now, there are no contracts available at the moment. So it's gonna clear through this, and I think I need to buy that Leader John schematic before I can get to the next. Just for yucks, yeah. So the next stage in the scrap metal won't appear until I do this, and that is there he is, the merchant.
Hey, stop. I know the face of every sand-sucking bandit, scavenger, and merc from here to Harco, and I don't recognize you. So perhaps you'll give us the courtesy of who you are, and while you're at it, why our airspace is crawling with Sadukar.
I'm gonna do the say nothing.
Not a talker, eh? Well, the rules at Griffin's Reach are simple. You pay up front and don't cause trouble, or we'll toss you into the storms. Good? Name's Mir. I do the trading and the talking. My silent partner here does the fighting. And there's the contract board in the corner if you need work.
All right, so I could go through all of these, and there are interesting tidbits of information under all of these, but I'm here to trade, and I need this Hadra Leader John. I just earned 1,500 Solari, and so this is only 500. So I will confirm that I'm going to buy it. So you can see up in the upper left there, that has cleared out. And now the next, getting myself confused here. There we go. The next stage of the scrap metal contract is available. So in this one, I need to go to the ruins of the Alcyon.
You're going to find, Offworlder, that Arrakis is a planet of unique opportunity. No former prisoner would ever have access to the military technology of the Great Houses. But with the war, chaos reigns. Ships crash and are shot down, sometimes spilling military-grade materials onto the sands. The Fremen know the ways of the desert and how to do a lot with very little. The Imperium, on the other hand, have infinite resources and the production capacity of countless worlds. Plunder them, Offworlder. There is a shipwreck near here. Slip inside and claim your share of the spoils.
All right, so I open up the map, and now that I know where everything is because of the survey probe, that's the Alcyon right there. That's the wreck of the Alcyon. That's where the quest is for Wrecking Crew. This is the Imperial's testing station number 2, and that's another area that we're going to go to, and we'll pick up the next quest in this chain. But I'm also going to pick up the Trooper quest. So this guy, Gavori...
Look at the way you stand. No discipline, no confidence. I've killed 1,000 like you on the battlefield.
All right, and I'm just going to go right to, I want to...
Well, a little respect with some good sense in the proportion. There's something here I can work with. But don't despair. Salvation is at hand. I can show you how to fight. I can teach you how to kill. And it will only cost you a little pain. Then listen closely. During the Battle of Arrakeen, I was drugged and kept out of it by a group of conspirators. For the sake of my honor, I have spent the last 8 years tracking down and destroying them, one by one. Who knows how the Battle of Arrakeen would have turned out if I hadn't been kept away. And now, I have reason to believe the conspirators are nearby. Track them down, kill them. My thirst for vengeance has been slaked by 1,000 flasks of cheap beer. but it is still my price for training. Do this for me, and I'll set your feet on the path of the trooper.
All right, and I want to get this trooper training as fast as I can because, you know, again, the Shigawire Claw, the Assault Seeker, all of those things are, you know, really useful early on as far as skills. So where this guy wants me to go is, initially anyway, the first one is just past the Alcyon. I will probably do the Alcyon first because you can pick up some good schematics in there, and I think that actually triggers learning to make a sand bike, and making a sand bike is going to make getting over to here a lot easier. But it is now 31 minutes into this particular recording, and the last few recordings were way too long. So I am going to go down to my base, which is right over there. In fact, can I get to it nice and easily without... I can jump off a cliff. Whoa, that's a cliff, all right. Look, there's my base. Oh, all right. Well, I guess I didn't grab that wall again. One of the other advantages of having a suspensor is that it will help you grab those walls, because it'll... and I'm going to die. Well, not quite. All right. Well, look at that. Me not being quite dead. Let's see. Where do I have my heal kits on this particular bar? Looks like they're at 4. Yeah. All right, another one of the Swordmaster perks, if I have it activated. Oh, I don't have it activated. So I only have 1 skill point to spend, and I want to currently save them for the trooper training. But one of the perks that you can get is improved, what's called field medicine, and it allows you to recover more from every time you use any kind of a heal kit. All right, so I'm going to call it here. Back in the base, water sealed, so I'm not going to be losing water nearly as fast. I will take a drink. There we go. And that's it. So thank you for joining me, folks. In the next video, we'll do the missions in the Alcyon to get some of the goodies there, and you'll watch me die because it can be challenging, particularly at this level. Once you get a couple of decent weapons, it's not challenging at all. But you know, when you're going in there with improvised everything, you know, it can be a bit of a pain. Anyway, I will catch you in the next video. If you liked this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you disliked it, give it that thumbs down to get us the engagement no matter what. If you have any questions or comments about what I've just done, or about any of the videos in this series, or any of the videos that Nerd Caliber puts up, please don't hesitate to drop them in the comment section below. And in the meantime, do please stay safe, be well, and bye-bye.